The way that you break Varus is by attacking it early so that it can always get attacked later on in the game, right? Because you are a ranged top laner. You have less stats as a ranged.
Fade onto the red buff of Junja. Now remember, both solo laners for JDG have prio, so Naya's going to have to make this quick. Forces the flash out of Junja, but he's going to follow up with a 3-talent strike. Conquer already procced. One more auto should be enough, and Naya's just going to pick up first blood. A very successful engage. Going well here for JDG, so the lanes are doing their jobs. It's just what exactly is Junja going to be able to handle here? As we see Naya going for a lane invade here onto Xiaoshu, and she should be able to do it. A really nice explosive cast. And that's just going to be a kill. On to the top lane Varus, exactly what needs to happen here in this match. But all of that here for a full combo from Xiaoshu, going to be worth it here, as JDG going to try to take this dragon down. If Junja can smite this, that'll give him level 6, and he'll have an opportunity to match the
Topside is if he flashes and dies. Like, it's not like he flashed and died. Dying's bad. If both happen, that's disaster for your Varus in this matchup. Speaking
of disaster,
yeah, that's
a bit of a misplay here by Feng Yue. He's just going to get fully bursted down, as it will be a 2v2 kill. Maybe another here on to Jachi as well, but he's firing back here until Junja jumps in with the Grand Starfall to make it 2-0 down bottom.
Yeah, honestly, don't even. If they don't get this timer, they're going to be really down. JDG knows that they could be on it, though.
They're on it now. Junja has an opportunity to get in there and smite it away, but it will be secured by TES. Charm goes out, only hitting on the Feng Yue. Nayo pops the Crescent Guard and lands, and will become lightning onto Gala. He flashes over the arrow and gets the knockup to connect. First kill of the fight in favor of Top Esports, and now they're dropping like flies. Jachi is unleashed, but not able to get anything more. And overall, it'll be a 2-for-2 with the Dragon going to top.
I mean, Nayo just made one of the hardest flashes that you can make in League look easy as he flashed over the Enchanted Crystal arrow from Gala.
Good. It's been a great game from Nayo so far on this Xin Zhao. Remember, he was on LGD last year, kind of on a lower tier roster, but these are his roots. He started up here in the TS Challenger system before getting loaned out to various other teams. And now returning to the main roster. A lot of doubts about him early on, but he has delivered so far against one of the most hyped up mid-jungle duos that we've had in the LPL in a number of years. And we see him continue to try to push the pace here, allowing for Jachi and 369 to claim their first tower of the game. Fight out, or at least make it an even situation. They are still behind when it comes to how the mid-game and how this pace is going, as it allows for Junja to now start up the Rift Herald. However, Vampire has been caught out, forced to flash away with the exhaust on top of him, and now both AD carries will be duking it out. Gala flashed away from the W of Nayo, and now the focus will go to the Herald. They land the stun in the Chain of Corruption, then the smite goes over to Junja, but now teleports have come in. Cream is in the middle of the pit, and he's doing a ton of damage, able to take down one, but it's a double kill that goes over to Xiaoshu. In the meantime, he gets a triple before dropping, but Cream lands a big shuffle and is able to get 2 back on his own. Gala looking to chase him down, should be able to finish it off, and JDG go 4-for-2 around the Rift Herald.
And they go 4-for-2 thanks to the...
And he just jumps in, grabs a triple kill. Basically playing in melee range a lot of the time. It looks like they're going to try and punish him because of that initial fight. And it should be successful as Feng Yue lands that knockup. And 369 will get his ultimate revenge with the body slam, getting one back.
Small thing there, like from Nayo, the E forward to catch the R. You can still move throughout that with Xin Zhao. So I like how he kind of played that to catch it. Was able to get the 3-talent strike off as the arrow goes wide. Does prevent more siege from coming down on the top line, though.
The Comet Spear and forces the Dragon to pull away from the side of Top Esports. Should be an easy control. However, Nayo is running down, and we'll see if they do want to go for the fight. Look at Feng Yue. He's on the flank, and they have not found the cow just yet. A teleport has already come in with Xiaoshu looking here for this fight onto Nayo. They land a huge root, and he has to flash away already. Jachi is transcended. Feng Yue lands a 3-man knockup, but will it be enough? The Unbreakable Will is on top of him, but Nayo's already gone down. Honkyu gets the kill, and Junja's in the middle of anybody, and the Aegis is keeping him alive. It'll be a 1-for-0 so far, but both sides want to back away for now. Xiaoshu goes too far forward, but he's able to snipe him down with the arrow. Gala gets shuffled in, but he takes one down back with him. Cream's able to get a kill, but it will still be 2 players alive on either side.
Honkyu had to reset. He didn't have the TP back in. Good re-engage from Top and Cream, but Cream might not be out of the fray. Does have flash.
Realm Warp in, Cream able to buffer the initial jump forward from Junja and
Good
should
cue.
gather enough distance to escape. But it will mean that JDG ultimately
Play around the end of Jockey. I think JDG got caught off guard by this re-engage a bit. They were trying to get Honkyu to reset and do this, take the Drake cleanly. Because if Honkyu reset for free and got back on the map, Drake would have been theirs, which it is in the end. But because if Gragas throws out a good cast, if Alistar gets a good headbutt, if Azir gets a good sweep, that's the game over.
Nio has been caught, but look at the
That's a nice
explosive cast. It immediately takes down Junja, and the Crescent Guard from Nio is able to keep him alive. Jungler down for JD Gaming, and this is Top Esports' time to strike. Jachi's transcended, forces the flash away from Vampire, and JDG are now on the run with the Barons now spawned at the 22-minute mark.
That is what you were looking for with the cask, with the Gragas that was picked up late. Split up the Seraphine comp. Deliver your food straight to you as the Fat Man delivered the Pantheon. And now, Siege on the Baron trying to force more of a fight.
JDG are split. Cream with
No
the
flash.
flash shuffle sends Honkyu to his demise. Jachi gets the kill. Nio is ticking low, and there's still 3 members alive, and they all do a decent chunk of damage. I think that's enough, Cubby, for the Baron to be reset.
Yeah, honestly, good pickup. Honkyu was flashless. Cream had his own, so you can guarantee that trade. But they lost too much health, / JDG was able to stall too much around the Baron. It is a positive sequence for Top Esports, but they don't get the backbreaker at the end. There's no
Team
neutral.
fight strength. You might see some team fight strength here as 369 body slams forward. A little bit of a knock up onto Junja, and that allows for TS to gain control of the river. Teleport comes in from Xiaoshu, so it will be a full 5v5. But JDG are late to this play, and if Top Esports burst this down quick enough, they should just be able to claim the dragon.
Whoa.
Unless the Realm Warp comes in. Actually getting sent the wrong way. JDG maybe were trying to send Junja in there as well to take the Baron?
Yeah, they banana comboed the Realm Warp, which is that's kind of advanced from banana comboing a flash. You really got to commit to that one.
Anyway, pops the ghost. Ooh, nice flash react from Honkyu. Make sure he does not get knocked up. Chain of Corruption comes out, and the Enchanted Crystal Arrow finds Cream. Encore only onto 1, but Nio does not have the Crescent Guard and will go down to the likes of his opposing jungler. 1-0 in favor of JDG. Should be 2 with Fengwei on the way out of here. Junja picks up the crit, and it's 2 kills for nothing, and Baron on the menu.
That was a great predictive flash from Xiaoshu, and I think that was Top Esports signing up for a fight that they don't want. Talks about Seraphine comps. What do you want? You want to spread out? You want a sustained fight? You take a fight in the middle of mid lane. That's not the spot you want your displacement skills to hit or the AoE abilities you have as top. So you're going to try and save this play.
Honkyu fighting a 2v1, has the phase rush to get away. Baron secured by JDG, and now Cream forced to dash forward, shuffles onto 2, but will not find anybody. Honkyu dies on the other side, but Gala is still alive, and there's a ton of damage in favor of JDG. Jachi flashes in, but it is not enough. Baron in the hands of JD Gaming.
I mean, I don't really know what Top Esports are trying to do there. They must have thought that Baron could...
Fengwei going in for these combos, when they hit, Top Esports wins, but when they don't, they lose, and JDG has made sure that they don't hit.
Attacking the Varus. This is the best way back into the game, probably for top.
Oh, it's a double TP
they're
in
sending
from
help.
Fengwei and 369. Xiaoshu able to go golden for a little bit and allow for the rest of his team to arrive, but he has already gone down to the likes of Cream. Here comes the Shurima shuffle. It finds both of the bottom laners, and Top Esports might have found their opportunity. Clask sends Honkyu away. It's a double Q already here for the Azir, and they're going to find Honkyu as well. How did TES get this opportunity? It's a clean ace, and that might just be the game.
How much can they get off this? I'm so surprised that JDG went to help the Varus. That was so much use. They have 3 grubs on this push, Grapes. This actually could be it for top. I need
They don't
death
have the
timers.
Baron, but they have those 3 grubs. It's 18 seconds on both Xiaoshu.
I don't think they can end. It's a maybe if they go for it. It's going to be contested.
Inhibitor goes down. This is going to be at 5 seconds here on to Vampire as
They're
well.
gonna win.
I think the push is just going to be too much. It looked like Top Esports were at their brink, but they pull all the way back, win one decisive fight.
Taking the first Drake, the first grubs, might be possible too, given the draft they're showing. They have a lot of strength. Now where the benefits come in for Top Esports, Gangplank, I like a lot this game. I think that playing Callista and even Talia into Gangplank, I mean, if you walk into any of those barrels can't really be contested. You have a way to play out of I think S3 versus Triforce. It's more of a choice, but by ignoring that, so I don't know the ramifications for either. We can move on.
Good time. like clockwork. It's
Yeah.
5:30, Cubby. Wants it so bad. Is he gonna? Oh, I thought he was gonna jump over, try to smite it. Ends up going for the safer option.
Yeah, Bard showing was a lot though.
Left alone. Handshake does go wide. Nice usage of the Valkyrie. Vampire's gonna bail out. They're gonna try to get this kill before it expires, but it will not happen. It's a 1-for-1 with First Blood going over to the Corki.
I know first. As again, Dragon. These first two Drakes, when you have Vi Callista, if you do not rip these on time and secure them for yourselves, your game gets very hard. But they have taken, I think, the necessary first two steps in a game where you're going to play Vi Callista in your draft of getting the first two dragons in your name. And that has been done for JDG. Yeah.
Success.
Uh-huh. We'll see what happens from here, though.
From Honkyu, able to survive a 3v1 that Top Esports threw at him, and now Jachi's going to face the same fate. Remember what happened a few minutes ago. No bailout even going to be needed this time as Junja gets the kill and makes it 2-1.
Yeah, the handshake hit this time.
By Top Esports. Is it worth it to fully focus on the bottom lane? Seems like so far it's worked out, but Honkyu going to get re-dove as Nio says, forget me not, I'll be right back here. Takes him down with a cycle at this point in the game.
Yeah. I mean, that's fine for Cream. I'm watching Corki's lane be frozen against him, and I just don't see a way where Top can break this on the map. And that has me a bit more concerned.
Anyway, uses the magical journey right into Junja's face. There goes the ulti from Vampire. Forces Cream's flash, and Junja's still going to go forward, but he's going to be taken very low quickly. The bailout, though, saving him for a little bit. Able to get one more Vault Breaker off, and that means that Gala can go wild. Here he flashes, almost finishes off Fengyue with that final spear. But regardless, a good trade overall for JDG. They go 2-for-1.
Yeah, I don't know what Junju was doing there. It ended up kind of working, but I felt like we banana combo twice on Vi, and then we kind of found it in the end. As I do want to credit Vampire. I actually really like the hostile takeover. I know that it didn't necessarily hit on Cream, but forcing the flash out, and in that scenario, in that timer, it's kind of hard to hit Aurora as Renata, and I actually kind of think the hostile takeover is what won them this fight. As that fight, frankly, I mean, it didn't grant the turret. It didn't grant any priority over Bot and River. Xiaosh is here first, and the GP and Top Esports are fighting an uphill battle as Nio's going to be split, maybe?
There we go. Our top laners duking it out in the mid lane as the Dragon has been started up by TES. Cream dashing forward, uses the weirding to dash on out. Ulti's already traded between the top laners, and the Between Worlds is big. Will it be big enough? Xiaoshu just out-duels 369 in the mid lane on his own. The Tempered Fate will buy some time, but it is too little and too late for TES. It is an absolute wipe for JDG as they get 4 kills for none.
I thought the trade of 369 onto Xiaoshu early on was actually quite good in chunking out the Renekton, kiting him out, but Xiaoshu takes the all-in.
And the goal lead around 2 to 3K, never fully able to break it open. This is, I think, the largest lead that they've had in this series so far.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not letting up. We spent a lot of time talking about
dodge there from Honkyu, able to get away from that initial damage, and Cream's able to whip back and forth with the Between Worlds as well. Tempered Fate landing here onto the Talia, but it's only to delay the eventual collapse from JD Gaming because Gall and the Vampire are on the way, and the Weaver's Wall coming out from Honkyu as well. Seismic shove not connecting, and so JDG will instead turn their sights to the top tier 1.
Kind of an equally desperate timer from JDG.
Oh, they're going forward again. They're going to flash away, but in goes the hostile takeover, and whee! There goes Junja onto Fengyue through the magical journey. Gala finishes off
GG.
1. He's got a double, looking for the third. It's Cream. It's not long for this world, as looks like the game ended a little early for our liking. JDG just dominating that
with
fight.
tempting blows, and the Callista being here guarantees the smite. It's going to make the soul pretty hard to secure too. As JDG going to make sure they put the all in spectate, it would instantly die. And there was an OQ where we were spectating Grapes, and we found that bug a bunch.
Just saying, we've had a lot of experience with it. Not on the LPL though, but we'll see how this one does end up finishing. And it looks like we know the end to this story. It's Gala getting another kill. It is the bot lane tier 2 being opened up. This was about the same area where game 1 ended in the opposite end for Top Esports. This time JDG looked like they're in control.
I really feel like things went wrong for top when they abandoned Jotchi to be Dobe twice. Even the 1-for-1, I mean, again, that's where it was more valuable for JDG because the experience was able to go over to Gala, who lived throughout the skirmish. And the wave was set up better for Gala, who lived throughout the skirmish. I think that the heavy mid-focus from Top Esports this game, I mean, I can kind of see trying to slow down Hongq, but I think abandoning Jotchi to be Dobe twice for that, wrong timers from Feng Yue, which is what got this game, I think, so out of hand so fast in favor of JDG is top. Okay. Desperation point.
Gonna come in. It's will be Cream. Goes face first into a 1v5. And in goes the hostile takeover. Jotchi with a self-sabotage onto his jungler. It's a double kill for Gala. A teleport into the base. And JDG looking to control game number 2. And they will do it in emphatic fashion.
I think the last 2 fights that Top Esports opted themselves into to try and bring this one back, I think they deserve to lose in pretty fantastic fashion. As the last 2 fights, not very close, as Top Esports, I think, looks with a little bit more desperation than pre-planning in this game. And JDG gonna put the finishing touches on this one, and even up the series 1-1.
369, the final death. Didn't get an opportunity to do much on his signature champ. A 16-kill lead.
To play quickly in this game and to beat Top Esports before, you know, they get to the Yone point of the game, your 2-3 items in kind of critical mass, or the Sivir point where your 3 items in your critical map.
On the top side of the map too, Xiaoshu doesn't know this is happening.
Yeah, I think he's dead. There's no 6 to get out, even a flash now. I mean, this is well set up by Nio.
Yeah, there's a twisted advance. There is the burn. First blood over to Nio. The reverse caster curse. Talk good about him. Does something good. That for Nio.
They're going to try and look mid. It is a 6 difference for Hongq, but Nio should be able to deter this. Oh, they're going to go.
Yeah, they're going for a full dive.
Anyway,
they have the Sejuani cross stack, but the Fate Seal comes down. Cream sends both of them back in. That's Hongq going down. Nio going to follow immediately with a flash of his own, because he knows that Junja's on the wrong side of the map already. Uses the blast cone to get away. Will it be an execute? Will it be in this finish off this minion and then unlocks the ulti at just the right time?
Yeah, I mean, even the Q setup from the Bramble Smash afterwards is good. Meanwhile, bot, Feng Yue has to burn the flash to get over the body block from Vampire. Well played by him. Avoids the gang.
Slightly different. And we have gotten criticisms of Nio's game. And it looks like Junja's going to have some answer towards it as he goes for a dive on the bottom side. Grub's taken, but it will come at the cost of some kills going over in the bottom lane. Gala gets the kill onto Jotchi. They're going to look for Feng Yue on the redive as well. There's the Glacial Prison at perfect timing. And that is the answer that JDG does. The gold swung back in favor.
Sports fan, that's probably good news.
Yeah, because when games have been going fast, that's what JDG wants to do.
Oh,
Looks like they want to speed things up a little bit, though, in the bottom lane. As Feng Yue already had used the dredge line, uses one more onto the wall, able to flash away. Will that be enough distance? It looks like it has, and it will be enough for a potential re-engage with this Maokai on the way. Hook goes wide. There comes the dredge line back in, and Vampire now going to be in trouble. Gets tagged by the last little kitty cat. Getting rooted up. Will it be for long enough? Twisted advance forward, and Jotchi gets the kill. Moonlight Vigil does come out, but the Infernum is not enough to take Nautilus down. Feng Yue lives through it all, but we'll see if JDG have a response on the top side. Glacial Prison goes wide, but it should still be enough for 369 to drop.
All right, that was not the best Sejuani R, but it was a good play coming out from top. I really like the bait from Feng Yue.
They're going again.
The second one.
Oh my damage at this point. They do potentially. Gala gets one. Will he have a second? No. Nio will end up surviving. 2 desperately needed kills for Jotchi and the Top Esports bottom lane.
I just think that's really, really well played again by Nio, and syncing up with Feng Yue as well. I know the Nautilus fell, but that bait that Feng Yue was kind of making, like, hey, Nio's in the area, you don't know yet. I know, we're going to try and bait him in. That was a really good setup.
Away Yone ulti. Cream. Gonna flash away. Fate sealed just in time.
All right, he lives that one as his support comes in and helps, but I really, really like the setup, the attempt again from the first time around that we saw from the Ambessa. So between that and Eclipse, we're at the break point where Ambessa's a lot happier in this bot lane lead. Got to reset it. Oh, we're flying an ad as the Drake's taken and the fight breaks out. Great spell shield.
Does not do much as the Moonlight Vigil goes wide. And it looks like those guys on the right of our screen did a little bit more fighting than the guys on the left.
Great spell shield coming out from Jachi. Does get him out of that one. I believe I saw, oh, there's a cleanse there too. So it was a cleanse spell shield combo maybe to help out. Good take there from Jachi. I think taking cleanse is underrated a lot on Sivir. Not by the pros, but...
Matrix Grass traded here. Mid lane tower almost able to go down, but it will be Nio that gets locked up, hooked in by Fungway as well. Twisted event to keep him alive, and he is healing up enough, but now it will be Junja to end up getting that kill. Fungway dropping Hongchu, able to come online in the mid lane. Cream's gonna get this tower eventually, but how much will it cost TES? They really over-indexed for this one. Cream has the lethal tempo proc. He dashes over the soul unbound, should be able to take down Vampire, and that will be the sacrifice. The minions end up finishing him off. As we've gotten wild here over these last few minutes, Covey.
Yeah, Hongchu just didn't feel good. Quite good mechanically.
Yeah.
Vampire's had a lot of good catches on the death sentences when the trade Aftershock. He's playing this pick out pretty well. That time around, though, mechanics were good, just didn't have enough gas in the tank. Try to get the kill is ult committed.
Might have to flash away.
TP committed.
Gala has red and blue at this point. Very strong team fighting. Guns Fungway once again dashing back in with that dredge line, knowing that he's able to survive with the Aftershock. In comes Cream with the teleport. He has the Fate Sealed on cooldown, so unable to use it for a more full-fledged engage.
Nio can look top. And doesn't need the lane. Doesn't mean a Rift Herald, as Hongchu might die because of that. I think Honkyu's dead, yeah.
What happened here? I
Tower
totally missed this. Tower. God. Here we go.
Remember setting it before Dragon.
Top lane. 369 has to flash away. Junja has the Glacial Prison, going to eventually use it. Nicely chained crowd control. Should be enough. No! 369 able to survive. Here comes the chase. Will there be enough of it here? Xiaoshu, the Q2 misses, and there goes Nio all the way into a 1v3. Will be enough here for Fungway to rejoin the fight. Depth charge goes in onto Xiaoshu, and they've saved enough time for Jachi to arrive. Another twisted advance goes forward, and Xiaoshu is going to not go down the Dark Passage. Everybody
the whole time, I mean, 369, he somehow escapes the gank. Somehow there's no bot on my screen. And now Vampire flashes in. Okay, that's going to be a kill. Nio's the flash.
Vampire with impact top, mid, and bot everywhere. This guy has come to play, and it comes right at the...
Instead, they're going to play for... I thought it was Raptors Drake. Maybe they're TPing the dive?
Okay, here they go. Equalizer just to clear the wave out. Already the Zeeks has been popped by Jinja. He'll use the Lantern to get away, so Hongchu just using that teleport.
Yeah, Cream soloing Drake.
Force him away, and Cream's just going to be able to take this one down. They're going to have to redive here for this to be worth it. There's the stolen away equalizer. They're going to find the hook here on 369, take him down. So 2 kills in response. Nicely done to save the play for JD Gaming.
Okay, I think what JD Gaming decided in that sequence is that Ocean Drake is not worth the soul this game. We're not playing for bot side because they killed the jungler instantly. It was too early to Baron. Instead, they play for the entire top side. Jungler's back up, but Vampire, another hook.
Vampire just fighting everybody here at this point. Nio has a 4-man Bramble Smash, but not enough damage just yet. This teleport from Cream just a little bit too far forward. Jachi now has to flash away as well, but Gala will follow him to his demise. That is another kill picked up here for JD Gaming as TES are now dropping like flies.
Destroyed by Vampire between the Dark Passage that forced Nio to flash early.
We're able to come back in game 1. Will they be able to do so here around this bottom lane? We have dueling Nature's Grasp being sent. There comes the ulti for Cream. It doesn't find much as Hongchu has popped the Hourglass. Junja now has to dash away, and the Protoplasm Harness will keep him alive for now. Fungway looking to chase. They want to continue this fight. They find the hook onto Hongchu, but he's able to get lanterned away and make sure nobody goes down just yet. Moonlight Vigil will be enough to chunk Fungway down.
Gravity responses are just some Thresh lanes being played. You're seeing, like, some games you want Thresh on the front line. That's kind of old Thresh. It's far more often now you want him on the back line to play for lanterns like this.
Prison comes out. Nice spell shield here from Jachi, but will not get spell shielded from the depth charge into the public execution combo. That is 2 for nothing already underneath the bot tier 2, but 369 and Cream still have a lot of DPS, and Feng Yue has the engage at his disposal. Gala has some great guns here for wave clearing and continuing the push with the Baron buff only available for 5 more seconds. Vampire does not find the death sentence, and the teleport is on its way, but Top Esports should be able to retreat for now. 20 seconds on Jachi for respawning. Cream trying to take down that ward, but Xiaoshu not going to have any of it.
I actually respect that Ambessa, Vampire flashed forward function. And I think that the way the Vampire has played this, he's found the main engage scenarios because of how good he is, but playing secondary engage has been really, really clutch.
See if he can engage here as a Nature's Grasp already coming out here for Nio, and he does take the dragon. That is soul point secured for top. And remember, there's no more Baron buff available for JD Gaming.
That's definitely the scenario that we're in this game with Xiaoxi going into the team. So, yeah, I'm concerned about that for top. That, and I think Cream's dead.
Yeah, he's been caught out. No way out of that Nature's Grasp. Going to use the Fate Seal to stun up Gala for a little bit, but he's not going to be in any danger of going down. That's a kill onto the Top Esports mid laner as the Baron has once again spawned. Top know they need to do something,
Flash.
and JDG know it, so they're just biding their time and waiting for the perfect opportunity to strike. In goes Xiaoshu, has a ton of damage and a ton of survivability with that Eclipse already. Does not issue that full forced engage. And so JDG just going to be able to
pressure to try and find a flip. And there's no way he's going to be able to get in there with no flash, no ult.
So
Top Esports, if they want to set up, even just break the push that JDG is setting up now. I don't think we're going to see any TP cast shortly.
Right now we have JDG pushing in 2 lanes at the same time. 369 opting to be on the opposite side of the map, take a tier 2 turret, get a little bit of gold, but he's going to have to get back to base quickly, otherwise the push will just continue. He's going to actually use his teleport before the tower falls, but Jachi has already been targeted, has to flash away, and already has used his spell shield. 369 has arrived. Equalizer still not utilized just yet, and Hawk is being taken low. A really nice Rumble ulti could be the signal for Top Esports to go in. Cream will find the AD carry and take him down, and this is a massive fight here for top. Second time's the charm. JDG with the Baron will lose another team fight.
And that's Ocean Soul down for...
Very important.
He's green, white. White's gray for taking Baron. Might want purple for these fights in control. They're going to try and melt it, though. Nio can get in.
Already getting burned down. Nio steals the Baron. A tremendous takeaway here for the Top Esports jungler, and here comes the team fight. Xiaochu goes forward, but Jachi will spell shield the ultimate, and they're dropping like flies. A double kill in for the Sivir, and that's going to make it a third. Gala on the run. Vampire trying to delay the inevitable. Gala doing a lot of damage back onto Cream, but not nearly enough to take him down. 369 overheated, able to get a double kill, and that should do it. Off the back of Nio, Top Esports going to push to match point.
I mean, I think there's a real argument that you could have said JDG 3-0 this series, but it's 2-1. Top Esports, they did a really nice job of turning this game around off of a Nexus fight that should not have been taken by JDG. Top Esports has played a couple of these late game team fights very well, Grapes, and it's gotten them a lead in this series.
Doesn't matter how many Barons you take, whoever takes the last one, who ends up taking that position specifically. Xiaoxu locking it for Kasante to wrap.
I think at the end of the road, the Top Esports draft is a fun experiment. Talking a lot about how well Gala and Vampire were playing in this best of. Definitely still feel that way at the moment that Gala and Vampire have gotten the best of their opponents.
Oh, there's that gank we were talking about. Just coming a little bit later in 369. Think he knows he is toast. Gonna wait for that Q3 to come through. Instead, the flag and drag going to be baited. 369 is buying some time, but will eat the Intofo strike for first blood. JDG get on the board first.
Yeah, he gave the kill over to Xiaoxi too. Which matchup where you can stack up chain vests. So you can go for 2. One builds into your Iceborne, the other one builds into your Jock Show later on. And yeah, you can already see that looks like Xiaoxi's going to be doing that. It's good tech in this matchup where, of course, against Jace, you're facing a lot of 80 damage early and no Black Cleaver. On Q solo.
Trouble bubble, yes, that's enough.
3-0 JDG. And naturally, this has to be a JDG win to get us to 5. And then game 5 it's like the last 5 minutes of an NBA game. You know, that's when we really figure out what happens. Yeah.
Now a bot lane dive is coming through. Nice bubble actually landing from Vampire. They're taking a lot of damage under the tower. Josh is going to flash away. He will go down. And Gala ends up getting 2. Feng Yue should be able to finish this one off with that final inner flame and will get out with his life. But overall, you're going to be happy about this if you're JDG with Hongq finishing off a 3rd kill.
3 flashes to celebrate too, but a beautiful double sort out all the tower aggro. Who took it? Who kept it? Well, what that scenario was, as we do see Xiaoshu takes a chunk play on a 369 who is flashless now. He's getting dope.
The ulti can come out for Xiaoshu here. Not going to need it. There's the flag and drag. Knockup secured.
Tapping on the rift here, Graves. It is a lead for JDG pretty much across the board.
Don't get your hopes up though. We've seen these situations.
It's a
Maybe
bad
not
sign.
work out yet. More work to be done. Job not finished, as Kobe would say. As in goes the Cataclysm from Junja. They're going to find another knockup. Barrier used from Jachi to keep himself alive for a little bit longer, but just delaying the eventual kill. Gala.
The Ezreal Karma lane. You know, it was kills, was a couple good plays that went over to Gala and Vampire, but that lane in isolation is still very Ezreal Karma favored. It's a nice interaction there by Xiaoshu. Knock up and will be the first drag.
Early on in this game, making sure no snowball can happen. Steve Trouble going to connect, and it's going to time up beautifully with the rest of the damage. 369 with one more auto will drop.
As 369 is sadly rolling 3s in the spot of the scoreline. You would not like to roll a 3 in this early.
Absolutely. And we're going to get another play here from Junja on to Cream. Not having a flash is a death sentence against a Jarvan. And Hongq has gone up to 3-0. This game's gotten out of hand way too quick.
Yeah, so this is part of why I wasn't really a fan of the Lee Sin, Victor, Ezreal Karma duo, because again, what hard CC do you bring in this draft to make plays with? Like, what kind of plays are you making? And it also like Cream in the last game, you know, I just like, who can make the plays to? Oh, yep, that's Zoe things. Who's going to be able to like find plays, make plays on the team of top to like even turn this around? It does not exist.
Well, we see a Chaos Storm be thrown out here by Cream. It's going to force Hongq and Junja back. No dragon or any neutral objectives to take with those ultimates being burned. And at this point, JDG are happy that they're just out with their lives at this point. The culling issued here onto the bot lane. Jachi, oh, you're in a lot of trouble, my friend. As Gala's going to at least get this one played, maybe some more. Here comes Junja into the mid lane. Flash flag and drag into the Cataclysm. Onto Naya will take him down. And it's all JDG here in this game 4. They want this game 5 and they want it now.
I mean, we saw top try to make a play in the last couple of minutes to pretty much take HP away from Hongq mid, and then they still get dunked.
Oh!
And Hongq still dunks Cream. All 3 of the carry vein. 2-1 for JDG, right? I should have won that. I should have won that game 3. That's anyone that thinks they should have lost that game. That's tinfoil hat category. You know, we can talk about game 1. Game 3, I gotta give him the right of that one. But JDG, you know, we haven't really had time to talk about the mistakes they're making, which have been overcommits. That last bot skirmish, we might actually talk about as a mistake. As they skirmished for too long, Nio turned it. Oh.
Straight line right for the Sonic Wave. Nio waiting for that Intoko strike, but not going to have enough damage to take this Visante down. So Xiaoshu able to stay alive and should be very happy to just clear out the rest of this wave under this tower. Lead at 4,000. We got the Herald in 15 seconds, and that seems to be what top esports have a focus on, at least making sure that JDG don't take it easy.
Oh, they did take Cream's flash, lower third there. So Cream is flashless. That is significant on the Victor. That said, Hongq is going to be lifeless.
In a 1v3, he's going to be dead. Taken down. 369 should get the kill. At 840 gold, step 1 in what could be a big comeback once again. That is a big kill. That is a big kill,
a big shutdown. Well played by top to get that one. That's a roughie from Hongq, because your jungler is on the bot side. The Vayne overlay up with the backup overlay, and the camera didn't spot the Drake going on until this one is.
Yeah, I mean, that's a struggle that I mean, wow. I mean, Cream has Cream CS. That's I've never thought of that. Okay.
What do 210 creams mean?
Got a root here into the True Shot Barrage as JDG's bot lane might have gone a little too far forward. In goes HonkQ though to make sure that it will not be any of his friends going down. Maybe just him though as Jotchi flashes forward and makes it a 1-for-1. In goes 369. They go underneath the tier 1 turret. They'll be able to take it down as well. As a double kill's already been picked up from Nio, who was just wreaking havoc in the mid lane. It's a double kill for the Lee Sin and 4 members of JDG just dropped.
Yeah, big feature of that fight off screen. Cream was able to cancel.
Cubby. Look up. We thought maybe this was a wipe. Maybe we're going to game 5. Not so certain yet. As we have seen Top Esports once again come all the way back to an even game state. It's all too familiar at this point. Maybe this is just their identity. Maybe they're just the late game team fighting team. As we get further into game number 4. JDG trying to control this mid lane for now. They clear things out, but HonkQ has suddenly been caught out by Cream. He's going to be forced to portal jump away. Trouble Bubble not going to connect. As now the poke wars can begin from JD Gaming as well. Top Esports have themselves the death rush here with Jotchi and Feng Yue throwing out mystic shots, waiting for this dragon to spawn. HonkQ throwing out another bubble. It will connect onto the Lee Sin. Nio going to be able to survive it though as here comes that tidal wave. Not going to find a single target. These two teams dancing mercilessly, waiting for the other team to make an error. It'll be JDG starting up this dragon right now. HonkQ chunking Jotchi down very low. The empowered shield will keep Jotchi alive and allow for JD Gaming to take their 3rd dragon of the game.
Yeah, I mean, outside of like
game, combine that with some of the other shielding, the barrier available for Jotchi as well. Be a very useful item for Gala, especially if he can get onto a priority target. We see Junja caught out here by Nio, but very confidently standing next to the wall. But HonkQ is not so lucky. He's taken down by Jotchi, as it will be Nio who has found his moment. He'll be taken down, but Junja will fall as well. It's both junglers and HonkQ dead, as it's a 2-for-1 for TES.
That portal, once you take it, you are stacked up a man overall. It might just be doing this to pull the Kasante TP, which gets pulled immediately. Cream's gonna take a lot, though.
Yeah, culling is huge, and Xiaoshu provides a massive frontline. Cream taking a ton of damage from just the Baron alone, and that is all that JDG needed to do to prevent from that objective from being finished. But that is a big cooldown from Junja as the dragon is about to spawn.
HonkQ can get some of those summoner spells. That is quite nice. Yeah.
Flash. Bubble not going to connect, and now the Arcane Storm going to rain it down. True Shot Barrage doing a lot of poke damage as well, and Gala is already out of the fight. Nio dashing forward with that resonating strike as the Sleeping Trouble Bubble lands here on to Jotchi, and he slept up like he's Snow White and taken down. Junja on the backside of things will be traded, but look at the health bars. They are so low on both sides. HonkQ dashes forward and gets Feng Yue, but now he's at 1 HP. He goes for another at the slimmest of margins. HonkQ and JDG come up clutch. It's Cream in a 1v4. The health bar's still very, very low on JD Gaming's side, but not on Gala. One more double shot should do it as Cream is running for the hills, and he won't be running for much longer. It's an ace picked up for JDG.
I think they've got to take the dragon. They've got the time to do so. That is soul for them. Frankly, I mean, I didn't think JDG
pick, and it's paying off so far. 3,000 gold still ahead of Cream. And the rest of JDG now back in an advantageous position. They're fighting around the mid lane right now, waiting for an engage, and there they go. It is Junja with a Cataclysm, locking up the backline. Cream forcing to use the Hourglass, but Feng Yue is already dead. Xiaoshu all out, on to the mid laner up top, and he has gone down. But on the backside, it is going to be 369, still taking a lot of damage. That bubble just hurts too damn much. It's another kill going over to HonkQ as he goes to 8-3, and it'll be only Nio and Jotchi up to try to save their mid lane inhibitor.
I think that's going to be it. I mean, again, Top Esports didn't exactly draft ways to initiate plays on their own. They kind of have to accept whatever happens this game against JDG, and JDG played well enough where they can finish this game from start to finish. So, JDG, we move on to the 3.5 to 0.5 territory. If they can find this win,
Wave is getting chunked out here. True Shot Barrage actually going to finish off the last of these minions. So the wave finally coming through. Feng Yue has arrived. Nio taken dangerously low. Jotchi doing his best to try to save this game, but it will not happen. The Nexus is exposed, and our first series of the LPL playoffs is going the distance.
On an early timer for JDG, I think the JDG really have to win this game early. Jax is the one scaling element that they have that kind of exists in their favor. Zaya a little bit as well. But going into, Probably. I mean, this is the last 5 minutes of the NBA game, so we're gonna play for real.
Yeah.
As
Oh,
Six is
Nayo.
hit.
He hits
Ramp
level
flash.
6 and comes in immediately with that paranoia. Junja at very low HP, and there goes Cream with the perfect execution to pick up first blood for Top Esports.
I mean, again, these are the consequences of Nayo getting a part of the Raptor camp away from Kiana, and then Kiana not being ramped in this matchup. Like, again, after the first crab was taken by Kiana, there was a real world where Junja could have like taken 2 crabs, might have been able to deny the wraps, could have taken camps and outclear the Nocturne, but no. That time wasn't spent well, and now Nayo is answering back in full force.
Xiaoshu, he couldn't get the ward hop in time, and Nayo L369 will take him down. Anyway, going first, they should be able to pick this one up. We see a teleport up to the top side of the map for Vampire, who utilizes the unsealed spellbook. They're going to look for a trade onto 369, who has recently gone mini and should be very vulnerable here. He flashes away from the initial grand entrance, but gets booped right back into the wall with the supreme display of talent, and it should be all too easy for Junja to secure 300.
Or Cream on the Sakali, and hopefully get Gunblade and get playing that timer. As Cream Sakali, it is deserving of every bit of praise it gets and more. He is really, really, really good in this champion.
Yes, absolutely. But so is potentially Gala here on this Xayah. He has to flash away. The paranoia, though, he's going to follow him all the way in.
Nayo?
The Brood Caller at the perfect time will make sure it's a 1-for-1 trade. And in comes Hongq with the Ahri. Spirit Rush forward. Jachi, can he get to the wall in time? No, it'll be another kill, as well as Fengyue likely dropping. The 2-for-1 combo will go the way of Junja as he evens up that kill down in the bottom lane and makes it 4-3 for JDG.
I think that's the kind of stuff that you need to look for sometimes in games where you're playing from behind or from being down, which they're down in draft early, what we talked about in this game. 369 is ditching the wave.
Wow, they're fully committing here. Yeah, onto Xiaoshu they go. It will be enough. Jachi able to finish off that kill. So it looked a little bit dicey at the start. Maybe that trigger should have been pulled. Now we have brought back to the bottom side of the map. Top Esports have started up this Hemtech Dragon, and the paranoia has been issued, but Junja is able to get over the wall and almost steal it away, but no, it will be TS to secure the Drake. Top laners fighting on the bottom side of your screen. Niall living for a lot longer than he maybe should have because of the Yuumi, but 369's dealing, 369's wailing, and 369 is in Meganar and stunned up Gala. That is a dead AD carry for JDG, and Hongq and Xiaoshu have to do the rest of the work. Double kill already here for the Gnar, but he's approaching mini once again and will back on out. Top Esports get the Dragon, and they end up winning the fight.
Yourself against the Nocturne.
And another tower taken here on the top side. So that's.
I think the game slowed down a little bit too much for top, as that's a defensive paranoia. You can't really go on Ahri. Yeah, that's just a waste. That's a waste of cooldown. Okay.
Oh, he steals another Spirit Rush proc. Oh, he lands the charm, but it will get McHale's by Fengyue. Vampire doesn't care, though. They still want to go in because Junja is here, and he displays his talent supremely, taking the Zeri down. 369 is mega, but he'll have to hop back over the wall, and JD Gaming find another pick.
That was a big play, as that really opens up the game for JDG. Cream was top. He can't get the inner again. It's 3 grubs to 0, and some of these trades for JDG with the grub advantage they've had, that's led to pretty much 4 towers being taken now.
Or if they just want to fight for it and secure a soul point. It looks like TS is opting for the latter at this point. We have the Dragon at 2,000 HP. Charm already connecting onto Nayo. He dashes in looking for the smite, but no. It will be JDG to secure the Drake and perhaps the fight after that. Gala, though, taken very low as Cream is going to find the kill onto the marksman, looking for Hongq as well. But he'll be able to dash away with the Spirit Rush. Xiaoshu in the meanwhile in a 1v4. Able to get 369, but will drop in response. Jachi gets the gold.
That said, wasn't enough to really make a big dent in this game. And another play is coming down to the Jachi, and he looks dead.
There's 2 towers that he would have to run under that do not exist anymore. And Hongq able to get this one, 369. He gets charmed as soon as the TP comes through. Still in Meganar form, so rather healthy. And in goes Niall. Cream doing a ton of damage already. The second proc and the perfect execution should be able to take down Vampire. And it will be overall just those 2 kills. Looking for more, though, as he uses the R2 to back away. Hongq no longer having that Spirit Rush means that he will not be able to follow the chase. Oh.
Other
Yep.
guy one shot. Yep. All right.
You're lucky
Well
in esports,
played.
buddy. Unlocking the empowered crits that his items do provide. Teleport coming into the backline. They don't know that this flank is happening. Here goes Xiaoxi, but here goes the rest of team.
What?
Yes, they're diving straight in, but Nayo's already gone down. Cream stuck in the shroud, but he's in a 1v4. Will he be able to find a way out of this? I don't think so, as HonkQ dashes forward and takes the Akali down. A 2-0 in favor of JDG. They should be able to go for the dragon, or maybe more. Oh, they go into Jachi right now. Lightning crashes pop. Oh, Jachi is stealing, but he's not going to be able to be stopped by Xiaoxu. The counter-strike finds its mark, and that's another kill over to JDG.
They're going to have to heal Gala throughout this Baron take if they want to do it. He's a little bit low. They have the quills. They have the plans to try and do it. That was a wild start to the fight. Supreme Display of Talent was cast in whiff, and then Paranoia and Kali were set into the void, apparently. And we're just going to decide the Baron...
to join the rest of his team around this bottom lane tier 2. In goes Naya with the Paranoia, but he's already taken very low and has to flash away Supreme Display Talent. And Cream is down! Junja picks up the gold, and now HonkQ is able to dish out some more damage on Nio. It's a double kill for the Ahri, looking for a third. Gala's taken down Jachi, and that just might about do it. 4 kills for nothing for JDG, and they're pushing down the mid lane.
Top Esports, this was a close series on paper. It's going to feel like one that JDG should have put away earlier, but this was a solid Game 5 win for them. And I think, again, JDG drafting to play fast in playoffs and play fast through their LCP mid-jungle duo, and it's working.
369 is shut down. The Nexus Towers are the only thing standing between JDG and that Game 5 victory. What a way to open up the LPL.
I think the Team WE have a good draft. You know, they've got great damage, especially late game with the Azir side lane, the Ornn upgrades. But AL...
But top lane Cube just based and ported. So Flandre has the first collapse if he wants to play for this river fight. Tarzan says, Monkey, do you really want to take this fight, brother? The flash from Monkey is followed by Tarzan. Cars swoops on in. Shanks with the passive revs up those autos for first blood, and Cars will fall too.
I just have to say, it's such Monkey right now, and he's everywhere on the map.
Cube is in trouble. Tries to flash. I mean, he still gets flashed on, but Tarzan will fall to the turret shot.
For him.
Flandre already prepping that dive for another kill to be hand-fed to Tarzan. Monkey is here for the collapse. Instant Cataclysm right onto Cube. Looks for the flag and drag. However, it takes a little too long to try and finish off the kill, and Monkey's there for the punish. Getting a 1-up on the MVP.
Well, that's a
Back off for now. Does have Smite to go for a second round, but wants to see if he can punish Flandre. Ignite and Flash at the ready from this Rumble. Overheated, Monkey dashes in with the audacious charge. Flash for the 3 talent strike, knock up, and Cube secures the kill.
Okay, so Tarzan trade on AL side, but Team WE saying, okay, look, we do know how to scrap as well.
Ends up being all 3.
There's a big big item discrepancy in the mid lane right now, and Monkey takes a bit. All the flash in.
Two-man shockwave in the 2-man flag and drag the Cataclysm onto 1. Cars tries to put him into a bouncy house and manages to survive.
I mean, living that is huge. Okay, you're losing more, and there is a Nautilus hooking in to try to, you know, close the gap, stop some bases.
They have the goal to kind of just brute force their way into it. Can WE use vision to their advantage?
Yeah, Team WE do have item spikes, which is pretty important. They are down a lot of gold, but the item completions are very even. No TPs for the mid laners who are up in the top lane, so it's just going to be a 4v4 down here in bot.
Tarzan goes in, EQ flag and drag onto multiple people, but he is the first one bursted out. Flandre with the flank and the equalizer roasts them alive, instantly takes out 2, but Flandre cut off from the rest of anyone's Legends core. He manages to flash out at the last possible second. They don't get a chance to stop the dragon from being taken, but during this entire sequence, Gebetto, Shanks is pushing and getting solo. WE think, okay, we did pretty good at this fight, and they're like, wait, we're down now 4,000 gold. Tarzan making the engage on the Yao. Yao gets snagged up by the dredge line and locked in place, but the quick stand behind me gets over the wall to Monkey, but about not in a safe place anymore. Tarzan isolates him from the rest of the group, and now WE contemplating a way to escape, or at least keep their distance. Monkey decides to go back in. Flash from Kyle gets him out alive. Tarzan might be a little worse for wear, but he goes back in with another EQ flag and drag. Bullet time from the shockwave as well. Blows up 2. Gets the double kill onto Cars. This is here. Monkey does not have access to, or does have access to, empowered TP from his top lane quest. Rift Herald is dropped in the mid lane. Dredgeline does snag onto Yao Yao, flag and drag for the knockup right on top. Forced to flash away. He was not in range for the stand behind me, as a flash down on Braum as well as the exhaust. And tier 2 turret does get felled. Gonna make the charge into the inhibitor.
So what I want to ask, Rafa, is what exactly have we learned from this game 1? This is a nice hook, but is this a kill? Does he just die?
Cube does flash away. Monkey now leading the charge. It's a teleport coming in from Karis, but Flandra answers it. So WE are going to call off the play. Monkey goes in. Okay, well, Crescent Guard is popped. He can block damage from both Shanks and Bullet Time for now. Cars with the Emperor's Divide does scoop in. Shanks! They get him! Big shutdown, but what about the rest of the Panda squad? As they lay waste and completely ruin WE. Ace at 22 minutes, and Baron's on the menu.
Okay, well, what I learned from that fight is Karis' Azir is not bad, but you need to do more than just kill this Orianna.
So going forward into the series, I know it sounds pretty predeterministic to be like, okay, yeah, we're already talking about game 2, but come on. This is a
I'm
10,
talking about game 2.
Yeah. This is a 10,000 gold lead from anyone's legend. And what we can look for from WE is that, hey, if we can manage to not get bled out this much gold before we get into these team fights, as we get another one breaking out in this red side jungle. Call the Forge God already used. Glacial Fissure, decent knockup on the 2 members. Tarzan below 50% HP, so is Kyle. Shanks wants to go in. Shockwave on the 2. Monkey tries to sweep into the back line, manages to assassinate Kyle and speeds on out. But this just feels like a consolation prize as the Bullet Time executes him where he stands. Triple kill for Hope.
Happy to play the Azir and the Akali into it, and has normally found a ton of success. In this game, against one of the best...
They're not showing anything new. There's no trick cards being revealed early on, not just for WE's sake, but for the rest of the league's sake. As Monkey, oh man, he got roasted in the 1v2 and Flandra flashes away. Don't tell me he escapes and even throws down the equalizer just to make sure the cars can't get to him. He's gonna go gold and burns him away with the flame spitter. I think Flandra got a little too greedy for it, but I respect the flair and the style points, keeping Karis at bay while the rest of his team is trying to finish the game here at 26 minutes. Glacial Fissure knocks up Hope briefly, and the turret aggro was starting to ramp up, so forcing AL back off for now. Karis manages to recall in time, but they've got Baroned up minions, and one more wave. The EQ flag and drag into the Bullet Tide. Good night, Karis, Yao Yao, and about. We're talking about game 2, because game 1 is already wrapped up. As explosive as you want them to be, because if you just try to run into anyone's legend, that's really tough to do. But if you're the first ones at objectives...
But I think that delaying the level 6 from Pantheon is so big, it means that the side lanes are safer. You have time to let this Gwen maybe get solo killed.
Oh boy, Cube forced to flash. Flandra flashes on top! Oh my goodness.
They
were literally trying to mog each other and see, and Tarzan was trying to see, like, maybe Monkey messes up. Maybe I'm just better. And Monkey's like, can you just go to your side of the map, please? Oh my goodness. Yao Yao. Just so sick.
That's really something. I don't know. That was brutal.
I'll tell you what I do know, and what is brutal is Tarzan completely mogging Cube on the top side of the map.
Gwen did die again. This Sion is up 700 gold in a matchup that he was counterpicked in. So that's not the best start, but...
Remember, guys, Kyle is first all-pro support, so that is definitely a major plus in Yao Yao's book of accomplishments for this split. Needlework traded for Unstoppable Onslaught. Flandra just gets out and preserves as much HP as possible. About in a 1v2, Hope forces the barrier out of the bout, and he gets an extra shield from the Inspire. Meanwhile, mid lane, Shanks doing battle with Tarzan against Monkey and Cars. They already used Between Worlds and Subjugate popped. As anyone's legend still have access to the Grand Starfall. Shanks charming up Monkey, trying to bait him in. Has access to Flash and Spirit Rush. And honestly, Gebetto, major trade for anyone's legend. They burned both ultimates from Cars and Monkey.
Yeah, very nice. And yeah, Shanks, you know, did have to use his ult as well, but
Oh
I
my
mean, where's
God.
Tarzan gonna go? Is he gonna ult right here? I think he is.
Send it. Oh, good night, Cube. Tarzan sounds the horn of the theme. Grand Starfall right on Cube's face, and Monkey can't do a damn thing about it.
We were talking about before we went live.
A single point-and-click stun from Tarzan, and at least a flash blown from Trundle. Keeps his distance, though, 2,000 HP on the Dragon. Tarzan will secure it. That's the first Dragon over for the Pandas. Rift Herald spawning in the next 2 minutes. Monkey's going to try to see if he can find something here on the Kael. Forces the flash out of the Lulu. Yao committing, but Grand Starfall is the response. Jumps on the Monkey. Has the Inspired Shield. Does not need to burn the flash. They're going to look to see if they can reset the fight, but without their engage tools, with no pillar, it's really hard for WE to close the distance.
There's a TP behind, though.
Oh boy, WE, you gotta run. Who's it coming from? It is the
doesn't have ult.
Scion. Flandra has Unstoppable Onslaught on cooldown, but he might be able to speed on in. Flash doesn't connect the Mocking Shout for the slow, but the Decimating Smash still connects and gets the knockup on a 2. Yao falls, and Shanks collects the kill credit. Oh, Tarzan finds Monkey. Cars cannot save him in time. Across the veil into the Between Worlds. Tarzan just needs to get hit by one more auto attack. Cars gets the shutdown, but now About is getting dove under the tower. Flandra impacting the entire map, and now it is all catastrophe for WE.
Yeah, I mean, Cube's trying to remedy the situation, but there's other parts of the map that kind of just fall apart for WE, and in this game it was the top and jungle, mostly the top. And
oh no, Monkey pops the subjugate, walks away from the flame chompers, but Grand Starfall into the spear, looks to stun down Yao as well through the shield. It doesn't matter, anyone's legend, rolling them just like in game 1, and Shanks in a 1v1 against Cars almost gets taken out. Unfortunately for Cars, cannot finish the job. Shanks managing to survive and not give over a death.
If you squint and look at Kara, so just only look at mid lane, you know, put your hands up, don't look at the gold. Mid lane is going great, you know. Shanks had a very good game 1 performance, and Karas is now showing off that was just one game, right? The Aurora's looking good.
Talking about, like, man, Monkey has to play on this team again. This sucks for him. And it turns out that Cars just had one of the best splits of his career so far, but he has to perform miracles, because now they're in a fight
we are fighting
that could be determining of the Game 2 victor. Teleport from Cube on the Gwen, tries to frontline for the team. That Veil's going down. Cars pops Between Worlds, looks for Hope, doesn't find the assassination, forces the flash away, and here come the Jinx resets. Hope is on his train to reset City. Shanks is going to force away Cube out of the fight, takes him down with the charm, and a snipe of the zap from Hope over the wall, finds Yao. Time to wrap it up, boys. We're getting ready for game 3 already.
Yeah, I think the conclusion is that was not the fight. Down, you know, 5,000 gold. I don't know if that Herald, even if you had gotten the Herald, the Decimating Smash, not the prettiest fight from WE, and back at live is not too pretty either.
About forced to flash away, but the Grand Starfall, Tarzan flash spear into the stun. Good night About, and Yao is going to be the next on the chopping block. Forced to flash away, does manage to survive now, but Shanks blocks him down with the charm. If Flandra can slow him with the Mocking Shout, and Tarzan once more. He's got the Rift Herald. Just going to take it for a quick smash into the turret, get some extra gold into their pockets, and just like that, Gebetto, we have an 8,000 gold lead before 20 minutes.
And the Herald is going to crash on the tier 2 tower in mid lane, and it's going to be even worse. It is also Cloud Soul. Will we get the Soul? We didn't have it finished in game 1. We're probably not having it finished in game 2 either. AL, they like to start off a little slow, and then once again...
Not to single anyone out, Gebetto, priority. And we already talked about that in this meta, against someone like Tarzan, you need to get pushed so that Monkey doesn't start losing resources through the top side of the map. Oh, what just happened? We jumped to live.
Oh.
We missed a lot of action on the Rift, but About is already down to a quarter of his HP. Yao Yao got killed somewhere down the line. I'm just as confused as everyone else at home. I'm not going to lie.
I'm going to pretend that never happened. And we were always here, and I'm aware of what happened. Oh, we're going again.
Oh my god!
We are hot fixing the issue live. Don't worry.
What is happening?
Because there is more action waiting.
Monkey and Yaya trying to contest their own red quadrant jungle. Monkey gets charmed and just forced to leave. None of these camps belong to him. It is all for the taking of anyone's legend. Quick shot.
And okay, yeah, Gwen takes one item to come online as, there's an ult in mid.
Goodness me! Did you see how much damage that
They didn't even need Tarzan.
No, I mean, he threw an empowered Comet Spear, and that cut through the Inspired Shield. Just insane how far ahead anyone's legend are. But like we said at the beginning of this series, this was the expectation that we had for anyone's legend to have over WE.
Yeah, we don't do predictions here again on the LPL, but I'm feeling pretty confident in my prediction at the beginning of this. If we were scoring points, which I'm down for, if any of our...
So there's a world that WE, not against anyone's legend, but most of the other opponents in the field might be able to do well. This matchup is just really hard. Like, you've got Tarzan.
We got to be realistic, you know.
Yeah, and sometimes it can feel pretty pessimistic to be like, oh yeah, they were never gonna win this one. But you're seeing the results right now on your screen on how these matches play out. Decent job though from WE in preventing anyone's legend of getting any kills on that engage attempt. It was quite easily executed from WE to just get around it.
I think, Rafa, I'm going to put myself in WE's shoes, right? Again, Group of Sand lessons being learned. I'm sure of it. I can feel it, right? I can feel the knowledge going into my brain. Again, I'm not exactly sure what knowledge. Maybe Band Pantheon is the knowledge. He's here.
The other knowledge is that Flandra is absolutely smurfing on Cube right now. Flash for the decimating smash does snag Cube, but no proper follow-up from anyone's legend can really get any more targets off of the engage attempt from Flandra. Kars is forced to retreat back in mid, and the rest of the Pandas are going to push in through the bottom side of the map, quickly doing away with this turret, undermining it, and they're going to fell this inhibitor next. Top lane still has structures in the path, but anyone's legend are going to try to end the game and go to game 3 off of this push. Charm connects on the Monkey. Not tanky enough, but is barely able to retreat back to the fountain to heal back to top. But anyone's legend don't care about any of the players from WE in their path. They're looking to take down the Nexus turrets. Cube is the first one to fall, and the resets are starting to pour in for Hope on this Jinx. The Nexus is exposed. They're going for the kills. They're just adding salt to the wound, and anyone's legend are going to game 3 up 2-0.
20 seconds on this bar. When 20 seconds is up, you can't swap anymore. I would really prefer it how it is right now, with the Zehen in the jungle and the Jace up top. I know maybe nameplate's off. That's a first for this series so far.
A CS lead too, man. I mean, this is quite the start. Cube going for the solo kill, 1v1.
No.
Oh no! Just put the fries in the bag, bro. Hang it up, man. Oh,
A little ambiguous with how I was saying it, and then you just said Cube has a CS lead, and then he just dies. He dives on the tower, and is he dead again?
And Flandra hits level 6. Cube has no flash, no way out, no hose, no bros, just a one-way trip back to the fountain. Flandra is gonna sit him down and show him who's the father in this. Possible. I apologize, but also that ain't on me. That's on Cube, man. I
Look, I wasn't a part of this.
Listen, I was calling it as I saw it, and I didn't say anything
He did have
else.
a CS lead.
Yeah,
He still does, to be fair.
I was
he still
speaking
does
the
have a
truth.
CS lead. Your Honor, I speak the truth, and
Your decision to commit to the dive and getting outplayed, and then Flandra TPing back and outplaying it. Hang on, Shanks might be in trouble. Tarzan, Vault Breaker over the wall, and it means that Kars is now in a world of trouble. Pops the Encore that he stole from the Seraphine. Unfortunately, just not enough to finish off Shanks. And now Yao Yao forced to flash away and is completely in a world of trouble. He's in enemy territory, and that Ash Arrow will signal the death of him. The fight continues as Monkey's gonna get knocked up. Cease and desist into the unraveled Earth Seismic Shove combo. Monkey managing to pop Tarzan before he goes down. Monkey trying to survive the flash auto attack from Kyle. Ensures that Monkey's death will be the high note for Kyle Seraphine.
maybe we should... Worst game we've seen so far in terms of how the gold has looked at 10 minutes.
Okay, Yao, hit this hook. Hit him. Okay, Encore slows him down. Blitzcrank hook goes wide. All right. Oh, but the W hook from Monkey connects on the Hope. Has no flash, tries to flash away to the right side, pops the barrier, ends up going down. And Monkey's sheer force of will at least guarantee WE get a second kill this game.
And definitely out there, but loses both summoner spells, so there is a possibility for something to be done back in the bot lane again.
Oh,
Karis?
one more auto attack. Oh, Shanks with the style points. Q flash to guarantee the kill.
Angle. It's not an Alistair ult or a Nara ult, and Tarzan is in this brush. He's blocking this gank really well.
Asher onto a bout, pops the cleanse, and Tarzan springs the trap onto an unknowing Monkey who tries to go in the Grim Deliverance, still surviving for now, but Tarzan has already eliminated Yao Yao. Shanks has arrived to the party and will punish Karis, trying to double down on this play. Monkey forced to retreat. The Vault Breaker clips a bout in the face, and it's a 10-2 kill lead for anyone's Beto. So if you already thought that this lead from anyone's legend was devastating enough, imagine getting blasted by Infernal Soul procs. Karis trying to look for the collapse onto Kyle. There's no Encore as he steals and hijacks one of his own. Flash, Encore, what the hell? Flandra comes in from far before public execution, takes out Karis, and completely turns the tides of the battle. WE don't get a single kill, completely embarrassed by the Pandas, and they are just running away with the series on this one.
Yeah, just wrap it up. I think it's about time. AL are, like you said, they're completely embarrassing WE. They're dancing on them. Hope sidestep.
Complete stomp to give LPL the most confidence going into those international tournament scenarios. Dive into the top turret, Vault Breaker, Encore, Unraveled Earth, Seismic Shove, the full combo, and the House Kitchen Sink thrown into the mix as well. Tarzan doesn't even go down. It's just a pristine, clean dive from the Pandas. And now we got a flank scenario coming into the mid lane. Flandra in a 1v2, and he likes these odds so far. He's got backup coming in with the Weaver's Wall. Shanks ready to fly on in and hunt about down. The flash for the Q, throws another rock. Grim Deliverance gets punted back by a quick seismic shove from Shanks. And Monkey's passive will only delay the inevitable, but at least buy some time for Monkey to survive for now. Relying on Yao Yao and a Cube to be the front line for him as Flandra tries to continue to dance forward, playing on the edge and using the shields from the Eclipse and the W to keep himself alive. WE don't lose out on their jungler, but the devastation is already made happen.
We have just under 5 minutes, but the fact that it's in the conversation in 2026 where the game is so difficult to end and it's a possibility that you could get the fastest series ever, the fastest best of 5 in the LPL ever, is crazy, but AL just look leagues above.
Oh, Shanks, some difficulty trying to take down Cube, who is a little bit beefier, going with the Grasp of the Undying rune setup, but still will end up going down to Tarzan's Vi as he takes his time, gets 360 gold for his troubles. We got a mid lane fight. Encore quickly demolishing Yao Yao. Grim Deliverance right on top of Hope. Is he taking any damage? Finally, Kars gets into the fray and gets a big shutdown bounty for himself. Needs to escape the grasp of Flandra. And because there's no public execution available anymore, there's no way to lock down Kars. So Some consolation prizes being awarded over to WE and getting some gold back for themselves, but it is still a 9,000 gold deficit that they have to overcome.
Yeah, I think that WE, like, the game plan here is just denying the record. So going for Hope there is actually really big because he needs to be there to push the towers down as the ADC. So maybe denying the record here with just that kill alone.
Weaver's wall cuts off any retreat path for Yao Yao, gets flicked right back into Flandre's waiting arms. Cuba teleported in and says, oh god, I don't want to be here anymore. Tries to run away. Shanks, does he have another seismic shove in time to punt him back? Not going to find it. About able to arcane shift away from any danger from the Pandas, as they are taking up position up in this blue quadrant jungle, continuing to just stranglehold all the resources, all the gold from WE, and it's just clinical gameplay from what many consider to be the best team in the LPL.
Need to go for this. They're going to use the Herald to get some more gold, but they will basically have like this reset and then a minute. So they'd need to, you know, regroup. There's no towers, really.
Arrow,
I mean, they could just go for it here.
Shove, and the Rift Herald knock-up. Vi is going road rage driving on this Herald. Tarzan just adding insult to injury. And all Monkey can do is say, guys, don't worry, I'm getting a Grom.
Are they going for it? Are they going to try to end? This would break the record. They still have a minute and a half.
A minute and 50 seconds. A minute and 50 seconds. Anyone's legend. Someone told them. Someone told them the script. They're trying to make it happen.
No
they
way.
want to make history happen right here, right now. Yao Yao pulls them in, but Flandre's there to back him up with the public execution, diving under a Nexus turret. Maybe it was a little too bold and ambitious for anyone's legend to pull off. They retreat. They lost Kyle. The record will not be broken today, as WE will defend their base.
We've still got a minute. Kyle can respawn. Angel and On, I think, are the only 3 players remaining in the LPL that are still on that Suning roster that got the record. Maybe they're watching this and going, thank God.
Oh, nice
hook.
Hook from Yao Yao. Shanks forced to flash away, but the response is that much greater. Yao Yao goes down for his attempt, and Monkey forced to back off from Flandre's Mbessa, who is just running the Rift. Level 15 on this Mbessa. 3 levels above pretty much everyone on the side of WE, and the public execution sends him into the back line, flashing on top of About. The cleanse won't do jack squat for you, buddy. You're still getting sliced by Dami Mommy herself, and here comes the Vault Breaker into the cease and desist, pulls in Yao Yao as well. Shanks goes a little too deep, but the Nexus turrets are destroyed. Monkey, with one last Hail Mary attempt, will go down swinging, but nothing rewarded. The true king of the jungle runs this Rift, and his name is Tarzan, the MVP of the regular season. Anyone's legend with a clean 3-0 sweep over WE.